Let's evolve a beer from its very first cell to its adult form in Idle Pet, a simulation game made by Brothers Absent Games. So I'm going to double the speed of the game to avoid making you wait for too long to watch the whole evolution of this beer. Otherwise, I think that you may lose patience and go away. Just kidding. So, just stay patient and watch it. I'm going to double the speed very soon. It's going to start from the second, the 56th second, approximately. So don't be surprised that the music and sounds will be played faster. That's the normal consequence of the double speed. Okay, so I'm starting with the right hand pose and left hand pose, and well, at first I didn't know that you can just hold on the different icons, and that would evolve progressively. I was tapping a lot, really. I was tapping a lot of times, and well, as you can see with these kind of gray circles, white grayish circle on the screen, that's when I tap. So I didn't know really, and I discovered totally by accident. There was no tutorial in the game, so I discovered that you can just hold on the different icons, and then the evolution, then the clicks would add up, will be incremental automatically. Well, it's too bad I discovered a bit too late, and I lost a bit of time to have. Anyway, so I'm going to let's increase the revenues, the offline revenues of it. Okay, I'm going to make the right hand bow. I'm going to finish it almost. Oh well, I'm going to finish it, and then I will make the other pose evolve offline. I mean off record. I won't record those to accelerate a bit, because otherwise it would take too much time, given that there are 4 poses. So I'm just starting those poses, and then I'm going to finish them off with recording, or recording only the last part of their evolution. Okay, the transformation. So I'm starting here so that you can see where is see here I have almost finished with a recording, and you see the result. I'm tapping just at the end, right? As you can see, even by accelerating the speed to make it display much faster, well, we still see that it's not very fast. Okay, I'm tapping like wow, crazy. Okay, so did you know some facts and anecdotes about beers? Well, beers are bow-legged, as you know. This gives them better grip and balance, and you will discover all those informations right under the top part of the screen, by the way. Right now, beers are bow-legged. Yes. So it's just about the beer animation, the beer evolution animation right now. You have seen the text. Okay, under the rocket things. So beers have 2 layers of fur. A short layer of fur keeps the beer warm, and a long layer keeps water away from the skin and the short fur. Okay, let's do the stomach. It's very long, so each time, and the lungs now, each time I'm kind of starting to evolve, to make you see the transformation, the start of the transformation, and then often in this video I'm going to finish the transformation with a recording, or recording only at the end, like for the pose, except for some organs and muscles. For the veins, for instance, I think I'm going to complete them without interrupting. and the lungs. Yeah, I accelerated. That's why you see a very fast transformation, a sudden transformation. That's because the different videos merge. Okay, let's do the intestine. So bears have been known to eat almost anything, like meats and plants. And a swimming polar bear can jump 8 feet. Imagine that, 2.4 meters out of the water to surprise the seal. Wow, I mean, it can do whatever to eat a seal, to hunt it. Unlike many mammals, bears can see in color as well, and I didn't know that. And as for the age of a bear, well, to the liver, the most accurate way to determine the age of a bear is to count the rings in a cross-section of its tooth root under a microscope. Yes, you will need a microscope to count those rings. They're not very visible on tough bears and very big animals. Okay, for the liver, we don't see it much because it's kind of merged to this big thing at the other organs in the center of the animations. So the polar bears are the largest land carnivores on Earth. They can stand more than 11 feet high and weigh more than 1,700 pounds. That's tremendous, right? Okay, finishing the intestine and then the liver. Bears are very smart as well, and they have been known to roll rocks into bear traps to set off the trap and eat the bait in safety. Can you imagine that? It's so smart from them, right? And it's not a surprise to see them in the circus, by the way. And they are, whenever I see them in the circus, I have always found them very, very smart indeed. So black bears are not always black. They come in a rainbow of colors from black to reddish brown. It's what we call cinnamon bears. To light brown to white. That's a lot of different colors. So, and a polar bear's stomach can hold 150 pounds. Yes, you have heard me. 68 kilograms of meat. That's almost the weight of a slim man, a slim adult man. Can't believe that. The lips of bears, I think that you have noticed that they look a bit rubbery. Well, they are not. That's because they are not attached to their gums, which makes their lips look rubbery. And about the heartbeat, well, let's do the brain here. Yeah, a bear's normal heartbeat is 40 beats per minute, and a hibernating bear's heart rate drops to 8 beats per minute only, and that's normal because when you hibernate, well, your body works much more slowly. Bears can live as long as 30 years in the wild, and one captive brown bear lived to the age of 47, almost 50% longer than in the wild. That was the record. That is the record. But bears are the only large predators that regularly eat both meat and plants. I say predators, so humans are not considered like predators. Not anymore. For this reason, they have different teeth specifically used for meat eating and plant eating. That is something that I didn't know at all. The sloth bear has the shaggiest fur. The sun bear has the shortest fur, so it can keep cool in the hot forests of Southeast Asia, unfortunately, because it's unbelievably hot in those forests. About the claws, well, sun bears have the longest claws of any bear. We are doing the spine here. Yeah, as you can see, the transformation is quite visible for the spine because it's outside of the other organs. So as I say, the sun bears have the longest claws of any bear. They also have the longest tongues, which can reach 9.8 inch long. 9.8 inches long. That is unbelievable. Polar bears are the only bear species that is a marine mammal. There's no other bear like that one. Bears have non-retractable claws, like dogs, and not like cats. Okay, let's do the claws. Talking about them. Let's start the claws, and then we will finish it off record. Well, the world's most widely distributed bear is the brown bear. However, the American black bear is the world's most common bear species. Just most common, okay, it's not the most distributed. Yeah, the claws transformation can take a lot of time. So the first, as you know in this game, the first evolutions of skeletons and muscles and organs don't require that much of cells. But by the end, especially the body muscles and the fur, it requires a lot. And you will see that by the end of this video, a lot of cells. And you really have to green a lot. You have to tap on this kind of pinky moving, pinky animated icon on the top of the three arrows by the right edge of the phone. You have to tap a lot on that to earn all those cells and then to finish the transformation. And I can tell you that it's a bit irritating that you have to tap so much. Well, so a polar bear can swim up to 100 miles without resting. Yes, you heard me, 100 miles. That's terrific. Only the polar bear, talking about them, only the polar bear is a true carnivore. All other bears are omnivores, animals that eat both meat and plants. Only the polar bear doesn't eat plants. That's normal because there's almost no plant in the Arctic and Antarctic continents where they live. About 98% of the grizzly bear's population of the USA lives in Alaska. That's rather normal, right? They prefer cold temperature in Alaska. Is the perfect environment for them. The veins. We're finishing the veins here. And then let's move to the eyes to finish it. Finish them. It's a bit awkward to see the eyes in some parts, especially the head. That's why I'm zooming and unzooming to try and show you better those parts, because they are hidden by the text and the different icons on the top part of the screen. That's not easy to see. You can guess stuff. Yeah, some portions are not hidden when they're by icons or text. But overall, well, the lower part of the body is much easier to watch than the head part. Alright, so the mouth transformation is quite visible here, unlike for some other organs or muscles of the bear. And it's the same for the other animals that I had completed the transformation previously. Some evolutions are not very easy to notice. There's hardly any change when you tap on it. For the spine, well, it's very visible. For instance, you can see from A to Z, the evolution of it. For the ears, well, it's quite visible as well. Alright. Doing the ears. So, bears play an important role in the environment. We are just beginning to learn how bears positively impact the environment. For example, bears play a role in fertilizing forests by dragging salmon carcasses throughout forests and depositing scat on the forest floor. In eating fruit and nuts, they disperse seeds, and each seed is deposited on the forest floor with a little fertilizer of their own to get it started. Bears also help to clean up carcasses, and as predators, they help keep populations such as deer and moose in balance, and this is very good for the natural balance. Okay, left hand bow muscles. For the muscles, it's quite visible. As for the transformation, and this is motivating because when you tap a lot and you see nothing happening on the screen, that can make you become angry. And here, that's not the case with the muscles. It's cool. So bears have much to teach us. For example, how can a denning female bear shut down her digestive and excretory system and still deliver and nurse cubs? That's amazing, no? Usually the bones in mammals who are inactive for long periods of time lose calcium and become weak. So how can bears sleep for half a year, hibernating, and yet come out of the den with strong bones? That's unbelievable, right? That's a mystery. People are studying the bear to further human knowledge about everything, from osteoporosis to kidney disorders to organ preservation to long-distance space travel. That's to tell you how bears can help scientists and science, generally speaking. I think that we can learn a lot studying their organism. Well, bears are also a good indicator species because bears need a variety of habitats to survive, and thus managing habitats for bears benefits many other species, including humans. If the land is healthy enough to support a fit bear population, then it is also healthy enough to support people. That's as simple as that. Bears also have considerable economic value as wildlife enthusiasts. Tourists, photographers all spend significant sums of money in order to hunt or view bears. In the USA and Canada, where people are still lucky enough to have healthy populations of wildlife, where people come from around the world to have an opportunity to view bears. Okay, so the ribs. The ribs are quite visible. They are right above the organs. They're protecting the organs. So obviously, when you make this transformation, the part of ribs is very easily noticeable. It's right at the center of the beard, so on the belly. Well, people have been fascinated with bears throughout time and around the world. The bears have captivated the human imagination and have become woven into the fabric of myths, legends, and anecdotes. Bears are part of human culture in countless ways, from First Nations ceremonies to myths to teddy bears. Okay, it's cool now. Look at that. Look at this cool. I don't know for you, but I personally like the bears a lot. They are very cute for me. And I'm not talking just about the pandas. But the polar bears can be extremely cute as well. The young, very young polar bears are really unbelievably cute. Well, I find that cute. And this is a bit. That's a real pity that there's a lack of winter sea ice in the Arctic, by the way. I'm a bit sad talking about that because, according to new data released by a National Snow Ice Data Center scientists, is lately we have seen very harsh winter for sea ice in the Arctic because ice covered only an estimated 5.6 million square miles of ocean at its largest extent, and that's down roughly for 450,000 square miles compared to previous years, and it's now receding as we move into the spring and summer months. As this rapid warming trend continues, well, entire ecosystems they are unraveling, and the consequences are impacting daily life in the Arctic, as well as life in the coastal communities thousands of miles away. So polar bears are trying to adapt a changing environment, particularly as one of their main habitats, which is the sea ice, is disappearing. So that's getting more difficult to do as temperatures warm. To adapt that. Then there's a lack of sea ice near shore in Alaska as well. Instead of ice offshore, there have been long, unpredictable periods of open water, leaving the coast extremely vulnerable to strong storms, high winds, and dangerous surf. So, it's not just a problem for bears. Low levels of sea ice are a problem for the entire world, of course, and millions of people feel the effects of that. But sea levels rise faster because of Arctic warming, and scientists warn that the regularity of extreme winter weather, as well as droughts, flooding, and damaging wind events, will continue to increase, in part due to Arctic warming. And this is something that we really have as humans. We really have to try and reduce this phenomenon because it's dangerous not only for polar bears but for humans in a mid-term future. Okay, front bow muscles. Right. We have done 86%. We have completed the beers at 86% so far. It's not too bad. And the most expensive part is here. That's why you can see my number of cells on the top left part of the screen being reduced very drastically. And then I have to stop the recording. I have to green by tapping a lot and then resume the recording. Otherwise it's impossible. If you just wait for the cells, now 1.2 trillion of cells per second. If you just let the app open overnight and wait for these cells to replenish, you can wait forever. So you better tap and fast to get them cells. Alright. Head muscles. Let's finish them. Talking about more joyful things, well, did you know that like human children, bear cubs are extremely playful And just like human mothers, if things get too rough, mother bears will make them stop to protect them from hurting themselves. That's funny, right? And I have talked about bears being smart, but they are really extraordinarily intelligent animals. I insist on that because they have far superior navigation skills to humans. They have excellent memories, a large brain-to-body ratio, and they use tools in various contexts from play to hunting. Okay, finish the body muscles. And then we have the fur to complete. The bears grieve deeply for others. Cubs are known to moan and cry when separated from their mothers, and this can go on for weeks if their mothers are killed by hunters. That's very sad, right? Bears have excellent senses of smell, sight, and hearing. They can smell food, cubs, a mate, or predators from miles away. Yeah, I said miles away. The great eyesight allows them to detect when fruits are ripe as well. So the senses are very developed. So for the end of the video, the speed is going to be back to normal because well, that's the end of the video, and we don't have to double speed anymore. Yeah, I had a hard time finding enough cells here to finish the beer. Some species of Asiatic bear build the nests in the trees. Can you imagine that? They can use these for hiding, eating, and even sleeping. So smart, right? And bears care deeply about family members. They will risk their lives and even fight to the death in order to save just a cub or a sibling from danger. Their family, wow, yeah, their family sense is so developed. They so care about their siblings. Well, we are almost there for the fur. Just some more quintillions of cells and we are done. Alright, let's start to spend them. Cells. Okay, here we go. Boom! That's finished for the evolution of the bear. Well, I hope you enjoy watching me evolve a bear from its very first cell to its adult form with fur in Idle Pet, a simulation game made by Brother Apps and Games. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Gameplay 365 to stay tuned for new videos of Idle Pet. I don't know what other animals is going to be released soon. Thank you a lot for your support and see you soon on Gameplay 365. Bye bye.